I'm Brian Hazelgren. Very grateful that you were able to join us again on this particular segment, and hopefully you're getting a lot of value and a lot of good things that you're learning as we continue to help you grow your business and think about some pretty critical areas to help you not only launch but help you grow your business and be successful. Capitalism is where we all need to be. Capitalism is our future. Capitalism will create jobs. It'll create strong stability within our country, whatever country that may be. Capitalism is the way that we need to all be thinking in order to not only have a lot of fun, but to create jobs. Those jobs are not going to get created in our economy from government. There's only so many jobs that can go around. But if all of us are starting to think about how we can develop this company, develop this business, then we can also change the world and make a huge difference in the lives of many. So this next segment is what I call answering 10 questions to prove a solid business case. Well, why is that important? Well, you'll see as we go through these particular questions kind of what consumers and investors alike are asking today and what they'll be asking you in your own business. But if we can answer these 10 questions for your company, you can prove a solid business case. You can not only attract capital, you can attract customers who enjoy doing business with you. So let's get started. Here's the first question. Question number one. What is the market need? What is the market need? Well, really, if we break that down a little bit further, what critical customer or market need does your product or your service solve? What are you solving? I mean, that's what we're about when we create these new ideas, or come up with these new ideas and create these new products and services. It's not only what does the market need and who wants this product or service, but what market need are you going to solve? Quick example. I have an iPhone. I have an iPad. I have a MacBook Pro. For me, this isn't really an ad for Apple, but I enjoy those products. It solved a need for me because it solved my business need, the iPod even, the iPad, the iPhone, the MacBook. As they tie together, they're also entertainment. My kids use them for entertainment. I use it for entertainment. They're compact. They can all talk to each other. And for the most part, they're pretty affordable. So I think that Apple is a great example for us to look at, and not just because I use the Apple products, because millions of others, actually hundreds of millions of others people use those products as well. But at the same time, it solves a market need for me. The phone does, the iPad does, the laptop does. So pretty simple. Question number two. How big is the opportunity, or if you break that down further, is it big enough to build a company around, and is there interest from investors? You know, I want to give you a concept of a young man, and we've talked about him before in some of our other sessions, a young man who used to work for a merchant processing company, credit card processing company, merchant services. He realized that as he was working there at the ripe old age of 16, that he probably could do it better than they were doing, the company he was working for. He could probably offer deeper discounts because he didn't have this big overhead that he had to carry. And if he were to go out and do this particular business, what would it actually look like from a standpoint of providing services to a very big market? And as Jared looked at this particular company, he saw, this particular opportunity, he saw an opportunity that was a $30 billion market that was kind of untapped, even as large as that is. And thought, well, I'm going to go after this particular market because I see the opportunity. It is big enough. There are more players that can come into the market. And the margins were huge. There were 33% margins on transaction fees. And Jared saw that as a great opportunity. So did his investors. Well, what did he do? He launched the business. He created a company that was not only providing a good product and a good service for millions of small businesses. Well, I shouldn't say millions. Hundreds of thousands of small businesses in the beginning. Now it's millions. But he also got fortunate enough to become on the Inc. 500 list as one of the fastest growing companies in the country. He saw the need, he saw the opportunity, and he took after it, and he made a success out of his company. All right, so question number 3. What is the business model of your company, and where does the company fit into the food chain? All right, that's an interesting way of asking that question, but if you think about where your company would fit in the food chain, who will your customers be? Let me break that down a little further. Who will your customers be, and how will you get the business to profitability? Who will your customers be, and how will you get to profitability? What deals are you working on? What particular products are you going to be developing? And what revenue model do you have? Is it a membership-based model? Is it straight sales one time? Is it a one-time sell and then maybe a membership model that may kick in? Is it retail only? Those are some of the business model questions that you'll have to answer. But again, to simplify it, who will your customers be, and how will you get your business to being profitable? Think about this little case study for a minute on proving this point. We all know about the gaming retailer, GameStop. And GameStop started, let's see, in 1996. And now today, they are the largest retailer of new and used games, hardware, and entertainment software. In fact, they're so large now, they're in 16 countries as of this particular filming. They're not only in 16 countries, they have 6,700 stores, they have 43,000 employees, and their revenue stream is about $9 billion annually. Now that's the time of this particular filming. Those numbers could change, they could be fluid, but at this particular moment, that's what the size of GameStop is. So now when you go back to the original question again, what is the business model? Where does it fit into the food chain? Well, think of the GameStop model. It's a retail model, but it's also a very successful retail model because they're not only in retail spaces throughout the globe in 16 different countries, they're also a retailer of new and mostly used video games, hardware, and entertainment software. Kind of a cool concept.